Hi, how's everybody doing today? So, lots going on. Per my last video, it appears that Chicago will be shutting down again as of Monday, and we are being told that we should cancel our Thanksgiving plans because, a virus with a 99.96% survival rate is something worth shutting the nation down for, right? Mind you, Joe Biden's COVID team is recommending a 4 to 6 week lockdown. So, this is just a little preview. If we were to get Biden in office, which we won't, of what the future would entail. So I just want to ask, are you guys having fun yet? 2020 is just a wonderful year, right? Anyways, this morning I was listening to Nancy Pelosi speak, and Schumer actually said some things, and I wrote them down, and I would like to read them to you because, just spewing garbage out of their mouths. So here it is. We just got out of a divisive presidential election. Instead of working to pull the country back together to fight COVID, Republicans are spreading conspiracy theories, denying reality, and poisoning the well of our democracy. Interesting. They should stop their shenanigans because Trump has already lost and focus on the relief. But it gets better. When it comes to the election, the Republicans don't have the proof, they don't have the evidence, and neither does the president. These Republicans are deliberately casting doubt in our elections out of fear of Donald Trump. Cowardness. He goes on to further say that the refusal to deal with reality is hurting our democracy. It's time to move on. The election is over. So we see over and over and over again between the Democratic Party and the mainstream media that there is a constant refusal to acknowledge the voter fraud that is taking place throughout our country and that took place throughout this entire 2020 presidential election. And the most disgusting thing about this is that this voter interference began long before the election. This was premeditated, and it started when the government colluded, the Democratic Party colluded with big tech to silence and censor and deplatform conservative voices, big and small. So no, the American people are not just going to move on with their lives when you want to disassemble our United States Constitution, take away our rights, lock us in our houses, and vaccinate us. We're not going to just sit back and allow that to transpire. If there's no voter fraud, tell us why dead people were voting all across the country. Tell us why 139,000 votes were given to Biden in the middle of the night, but yet these other states can't even count, and it's taking them over a week to get all their votes in. 139,000 votes counted it overnight? Seems a little suspicious, right? And Trump's press secretary has, 200 and something affidavits that they've submitted into evidence already. In the state of Michigan, there's 131 affidavits and over 2,800 incident reports. If there's no voter fraud, why did the state of Georgia announce yesterday that they would be doing a total recount and audit of all their ballots that came in? Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. In the software that was used nationwide called Dominion, 2.7 million votes were deleted for Trump. That just came out today. But there's no voter fraud, guys. There's no voter fraud. So you need to be quiet, and you need to take it, and you need to accept that Joe Biden is your president-elect. On top of that, here in the state of Illinois, why did I receive 2 mail-in ballots when I didn't request them? One came to my father's address, one came to my house. Why? In the state of Georgia, they're going to be doing this recount, right? And when he spoke yesterday, he stated, the Secretary of State was stating that they will be doing the total recount and they're going to separate the ballots. And my thing with that is, okay, physically going through the ballots and separating them, those who voted for Trump, those who voted for Biden, that's all fine and dandy, but how do you know that those are valid votes? How do you know that someone didn't vote twice, for example. What if I had decided to mail both of my mail-in ballots back and my name was on them? Are they going to differentiate if someone voted twice? Are they going to be able to tell if a deceased person voted? How are they going to audit that, and how are they really going to decipher these votes and finalize them and validate them? That's really what I want to know. What I want to know is how this was allowed in America. How did this pass through? How are the Democrats still pushing for the HEROES Act and even considering these mail-in ballots when there's this much fraud taking place in our country? And even worse, why are the liberals sitting back and not being alarmed at this? Because I don't care which side you're on, this should alarm you. But yet people don't want to talk about it, and they want to say that there was no fraud. But all you got to do is use logic and follow the trail. They started this with big tech many months ago. And then on the Friday before election, they decided to deplatform thousands upon thousands of conservatives. They decided to wait and collude with the pharmaceutical companies when they had information last month on a vaccine, because they wanted to rig the election and make an announcement under Biden to make him look good. That's really what happened. So there's a ton of collusion going on, and half of America is asleep to it because the mainstream media refuses to cover it, and we are the only ones talking about it. So, the Democrats messed up with this because they were sloppy in their execution, and no one's going to take this anymore. And what I do know regarding the state of Pennsylvania is that what the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania did, overriding the state legislation and allowing these absentee ballots to come in, when that goes to the Supreme Court, there's absolutely no way that the Supreme Court is going to rule in their favor. There's no way. Because they vindictively went against our United States Constitution to push their own agendas. That way they could further attack the United States of America to collude and interfere with this election. That way Biden would get in. But it's not going to happen. Biden's never going to get in. So, they messed up with this. They were sloppy. And they thought that we would just take it and we would give up. But see, we have a president who's not going to give up. And this is going to continue on until we win. And Trump just had a small win today in the state of Pennsylvania. And they ruled that they were not allowed to make revisions to the dates that the ballots were allowed to be mailed in. So, in any event, that's where we're at, guys. I find it really interesting how all these lockdowns are starting back up right now. See, because all these Democrat deep state demons think that they got their way right now, but they're in for a rude awakening. So, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to come on here, give an update, talk about a couple things, and that's it. So, let's watch it continue to unravel and enjoy the show. I love you guys. Be blessed.